Hi everyone, Sailor Mercury, Amy here, and today we're going to talk about how Pioneer Sailor Moon got hate. First off, Pioneer would be some French borrowed word. The English word would be path seeker, I guess. So, if you already haven't seen the films how Deke Sailor Moon got hate or Cloverway Sailor Moon got hate, then go watch those films. So, as we know, Antonio Cloverway and Pioneer, Pathseeker, both won the rights to work with Sailor Moon. Cloverway won the rights to the third and fourth followings, where Pioneer, Pathseeker won the right to the free films, which were all came out in the same year. Now, keep in mind, all the free films truly came out in between of the two for third and fourth followings. Um, Unlike Cloverway, which hoped to stay closer to Toei's work, you know, Pathseeker or Pioneer would say kept more near to Deke, keeping Deke's songs, keeping the show players, which did it in the two Deke followings. Now, did Pioneer Sailor Moon get any hate? And the answer would be yes and no. First off, I would think that sadly, none of Sailor Moon should be getting any hate from anyone. If you didn't like it, but how does not liking something become hate? And if you watched the Deke and Cloverway, you would have no understanding how that even happened. Because even if you watched it, there's no way to say how it happened. The same folks who hated Deke and Cloverway's take on Sailor Moon bitched on Pioneer. First, they probably bitched or ranted about the show playing once again, which I do not understand why that would irk them, but somehow it did. It probably also irked them that the songs were kept from the Deke one, and they weren't offshooting any of the songs from Toei. And yeah, I don't know. They just didn't like it. At least they didn't. At least they one little thing they could not bitch about that they had a feel that they had a big time bitching and ranting about with Deke was cutting out things from all the two followings that Deke had the right to work with and take freedoms with, and Cloverway, which didn't really do that much, was shifting stuff out. So they didn't have that. But they did bitch about the songs, they did bitch about the show playing. Oh, yeah, it wasn't good enough for them. And somehow, some way, somehow they went from not liking it to hating it. And I think one of the other things they probably bitched or ranted about back in the day was why did they have to yield to 20O YL to see the free followings of Sailor Moon, that the free films that should have been out years ago, which were out years ago, but didn't get to the settled land and the wanted rights until years later. So that's probably a thing they probably bitched about, you know. And I also know another thing they probably bitched about too, which I ranted about, which made them hate Deke and Cloverway and Pioneer, was the Sailor Moon song, the Deke song, which Cloverway kept, which Pioneer kept. You know, if it's not broken, don't heal it. But whatever the grounds was, they hated that. And somehow, some way, and still to this day, I still don't understand how you can not like something, but to hate something, I don't understand it. I don't know how Pioneer Sailor Moon got hate with the Sailor Moon followership. Do not know. And I know some of you folks out there are going to be like, well, Sailor Mercury, Amy, aren't you leaving out two more Sailor Moon offshoots? Yeah, we're going to talk about Renaissance Atlantic Sailor Moon tomorrow. Then we're going to end this with talking about Visit Sailor Moon, which you would think would not gotten any hate, but it would strike you. So Pioneer wasn't living up to their standards, just like Cloverway wasn't, just like Deke wasn't. These folks, hated everything that Deke and Cloverway and Pioneer did. Everything from either the songs to the show playing, you know, to the names. Yeah, they probably were still mad and angry. They were still mad and angry over the names being the borrowed names being kept. Oh, they're not the Dawnlander names or Dawnlandish names. Yeah, they were probably angry that the Hellenic, French, Latin, Farsi names, borrowed names, were kept once again. Um, and they probably bitched about that too, which sadly cannot be helped, but they probably bitched about that. And how did it become hate? I don't understand that. You know, yes, there are some folks in the Sailor Moon followership that like Sailor Moon, both the Deke, Cloverway, and Pioneer or Path Seekers take on it. But somehow the folks that didn't like it after watching it looked it up on the interweb years later about where Sailor Moon came from and with the shifts and freedoms that either Deke or Cloverway did, more Deke than Cloverway, and Path, Pioneer, whatever, got angry over this, and this unlike became hate. And still to this day, I don't know why. Well, anyway, that's the end of the film. And if you like this film, then follow us over here at Sailor Moon for Life. Watch the last film we made yesterday over here. I'm Sailor Mercury Amy, and I hope you like this film. Follow us over here at Sailor Moon for Life. Watch the last film we made yesterday over here. When Tuxedo Mask talked about why Cloverway Sailor Moon got hate. I'll see you later. Bye.